Day number 10. Hey everyone, Antonio Thornton here. I thought I was going to have the cool surprise for you today, but looks like it's going to be tomorrow, so my apologies. But things happen and we have to just keep on moving. So, all right, we're going to jump right into our lesson today for day number 10, and that is I accept the divine gift. And the quote here is, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit, and we are the children of God." Romans 8 and 16. I find that some of these quotes are pretty aligned with the lesson, and some are not so much, but still good. This one will still do, I guess the jury's out on this one, still to be determined. We'll see. All right, the lesson here: affirmative prayer means that we clear the mind of all doubt and fear and turn in faith to the great giver of life. And it means that we become aware of the presence of God within us and around us here and now. It means that we affirm this presence and accept it quietly, calmly, and peacefully in all of its fullness. And the affirmation or meditation here is, I now let go of every anxious thought. Whew. I'll read that again. I now let go of every anxious thought. I now surrender any doubt or fear into the great heart of love. I look out upon the world and say that it is my world because it is God's world. I think of all people as my friends because they live and move and have their being in the Father of us all. I now receive confidence and inspiration from the source of all life. I believe that love is guiding me. I'm going to read a few more sentences here because this is a really good affirmation, I have to say here. I have faith, a conviction, and assurance that cannot be moved, for I am established in a love that envelops everything I contact and every person I meet. And skipping down here, a few sentences, it says, and believing that God is love, I affirm that there is nothing in me that could hurt or harm or hinder those around me from entering into the fullness of their own joy, into the completeness of their own self-expression, into the perfection of their own being. Wow. So I'm going to kind of get through this because there's a lot of stuff in this, and I don't want to get these lessons too long, and I'm going to jump around here. But what definitely jumps out at me is that very first portion of the affirmation. I now let go of every anxious thought. I now surrender any doubt or fear into the great heart of love. Then to just give you that sensation of just relief, just is, and again, that's really what that is that sigh of relief. I let go of every anxious thought. I now let go of it, and I now surrender any doubt or fear into the great heart of love. And man, just think about that. If you could move and operate in a life of complete love and no anxiety, no fear or doubt of anything, particularly ourselves, but I almost want to say no limitations, because that's what's coming up for me, is that it would be a life of no limits, a life of no boundaries, by allowing to, and it's not just letting go of doubt and fear. Oh, I'm just not going to be doubtful. I'm not going to be fearful. But surrendering that fear into the great heart of love. Let me jump down here to the next portions. Where to go? Okay, I now receive confidence and inspiration from the source of all life. And, look at that. Going back to the title is that I accept the divine gift. All of this is a part of this divine gift, is letting go of the anxiety, surrendering the doubt and fear, but also being able to receive the confidence and inspiration from the source of all life. And this is kind of what I talked about when you have that peace, that harmony, that centeredness. There's a calmness, there's a quiet confidence that's inside of you that exudes for all others to see. You see it, they feel it even. But right here, I receive the confidence and inspiration. And I love that portion, the inspiration side of it, because I think a lot of times we don't move in the face of fear because we don't know what the outcome is going to be. We don't know if it's going to work out for us or not. So we choose to be safe and just not go at all. And that is that is a place where a lot of us can get stuck, is not knowing what's coming, what's happening, what's next, not knowing the right thing to do, not knowing the best thing to do. But right here, I now receive the inspiration from the source of all life. That inspiration, that's the thing that gets you, that idea that hits you in the shower, that thing that wakes you up at night. That inspiration is the inspiration that drives us, that moves us to act in the face of doubt or fear. And that's what real courage is not the lack of fear. It's moving in the face of fear. And what was the last thing I wanted to read here? Here we go. I have a faith, a conviction, and assurance that cannot be moved, for I am established in a love that envelops everything I contact and every person I meet. And as an extension of that, one line, even though I skipped down a couple of sentences here, but as an extension of that, listen to this. And believing that God is love. And believing that God is love, I affirm that there is nothing in me that can hurt or harm or hinder those around me from entering into the fullness of their own joy, into the completeness of their own self-expression, into the perfection of their own being. I have a faith, a conviction, and assurance that cannot be moved, for I am established in a love that envelops everything I contact and every person I meet. And what this says very clearly, very bluntly, very plainly, is that you being who you are, you can't take anything away from anyone else, and nor can anyone take anything away from you. They can't do it. You can't say, well, so-and-so made me mad. No, so-and-so did something and you received anger and chose to respond in that way, and vice versa. You can't harm anyone else, especially when you're being in your place of love and in that fullness and understanding that God is us all. God is all around us all the time. You can't take anything away from anybody else's joy, as much as you may think you do. They may be giving it up freely or choosing to give it up on their own, but you cannot take that away from anyone, and there's nothing you can do that can prevent them from being the perfect being that they are. So, lesson here. Not simply letting go of fear, not simply, oh, I just, I don't have any fear anymore, but actually and actively giving your fear over to the love that is God, so that you can clear the space for the confidence and inspiration you need to move forward towards whatever your desires are. And know that in moving in that space, you can't fundamentally bring harm to others. You can't fundamentally take anything away from what they're doing. If you're doing better, it doesn't mean that anyone else is going to do worse. If you get more, it doesn't mean that anyone else is going to lack. Because there's an unlimited abundance in the space that we call our human and or spiritual existence. So move with the confidence and inspiration of knowing that the source of all life, is what guides you in what it is you do. So that will reflect on both yourself and everyone around you. With that, awesome lesson for day 10. And I promise you I'm going to get that cool surprise for you guys tomorrow for day number 11. Antonio Thornton signing off. Make sure you grab the book if you don't have it in the description below. Share, like, and subscribe. I surely would appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.